Imagine a country that rose from ashes to become a global economic powerhouse faster than anyone thought possible. That's South Korea. But what's their secret? You're about to find out. From tech giants like Samsung and LG to cultural waves like K-pop and K-dramas, South Korea's economy is rewriting the playbook for success. But there's more to the story than flashy brands and catchy tunes. In this video, we're diving into why South Korea's economy is unlike anything you've seen. Stick around because the best part is coming. The unbelievable transformation. Here's an image to start with. South Korea in the 1950s. A country torn apart by war, with nearly everything in ruins. Millions of people were left homeless. The economy was in shambles, and survival was the only focus. After the Korean War ended in 1953, South Korea had almost nothing. Its GDP per capita was less than $100 a year. There were food shortages, and foreign aid was the only thing keeping the country afloat. Most people depended on farming, and there were hardly any industries to provide jobs or build the economy. Within just a few decades, South Korea transformed into one of the most industrialized nations in the world. How? It all started in the 1960s when the government decided it was time to change everything. Under the leadership of Park Chung-hee, South Korea launched a series of bold economic reforms. Park focused on building industries that could export goods to the world. The government supported businesses with loans, training programs, and infrastructure. By the end of the 1960s, industries like textiles, electronics, and steel were booming. South Korea's GDP in 1960 was just $2.7 billion. By 1980, it had grown to over $60 billion. Today, it's more than $1.7 trillion. That's what economists call the miracle on the Han River. How did South Korea go from devastation to domination? Stick around, because we're diving into that next. The chaebol factor. Here's a name you've definitely heard, Samsung. But did you know Samsung is not just a company? It's part of a much bigger system in South Korea called a chaebol. Chaebols are massive, family-owned business empires that dominate the South Korean economy. Think Samsung, Hyundai, LG, and SK Group. They're everywhere. These aren't just big companies. They're sprawling networks of businesses, often controlled by one family. For example, Samsung doesn't just make phones and TVs. It's involved in construction, shipbuilding, insurance, and even biotech. Hyundai isn't just cars. They're in engineering, real estate, and finance. Here's a fact that might surprise you. Today, chaebols account for almost half of South Korea's entire economy. Samsung alone makes up about 20% of the country's GDP. That's the level of power we're talking about. But here's where it gets tricky. While chaebols have been the engine driving South Korea's growth, they come with serious challenges. One big issue is inequality. Because these families control so much of the economy, wealth is concentrated in their hands, leaving small businesses and regular workers behind. Another problem is corruption. Over the years, there have been multiple scandals involving chaebol leaders accused of bribery and tax evasion. Even Samsung's own heir, Lee Jae-yong, has faced legal trouble for corruption charges. This raises a question: how much power is too much? Stick around, because up next, we'll see how South Korea's innovation and technology are shaping its future. The role of innovation and technology. Imagine a country where high-speed internet is faster than anywhere else on Earth, and nearly everyone is connected. Welcome to South Korea, the global tech leader. Did you know that South Korea was the first country in the world to roll out a nationwide 5G network in 2019? Let's talk about Seoul, South Korea's capital. This city isn't just a tech hub, it's a glimpse into the future. Public Wi-Fi is everywhere, from buses to parks, and internet speeds here are among the fastest in the world. Seoul is also home to smart city technologies. Imagine street lights that adjust based on foot traffic, or buildings that save energy using AI. South Korea invests heavily in education and research. Its government spends billions each year on science and technology. Plus, startups thrive here. Cities like Busan and Daejeon have become innovation hotspots to support young entrepreneurs. South Korea's startup ecosystem ranks among the top 10 in the world. like Silicon Valley. Education and workforce excellence. Education in South Korea isn't just about grades, it's a national priority. The government invests 5% of its GDP in education, resulting in a near 100% literacy rate. Students attend school for 220 days a year, far above the global average, and many continue learning late into the night at private academies called hagwons. This intense focus pays off. More than 70% of South Koreans aged 25 to 34 have completed higher education, the highest rate in the OECD. This creates a skilled, disciplined workforce excelling in fields like engineering, medicine, and tech. Vocational training is also a standout, with Meister schools training experts in robotics, software, and advanced manufacturing. Is this system a blessing or a burden? Either way, it's been a key factor in South Korea's rise as a global powerhouse. Stay tuned as we explore how this remarkable nation continues to tackle its challenges. Challenges ahead for South Korea. One major issue is the aging population. With a birth rate of just 0.78, one of the world's lowest, South Korea faces a shrinking workforce and rising healthcare costs. By 2050, 1 in 3 South Koreans will be over 65, putting immense pressure on pensions and social services. Another hurdle is income inequality. While giants like Samsung and Hyundai thrive, many South Koreans struggle. The top 10% earn nearly half of the nation's income, leaving small businesses and workers in low-paying jobs feeling left behind. South Korea also relies heavily on exports, which account for 40% of its GDP. While this drives growth, it makes the economy vulnerable to global market shifts. Rising competition from countries like China and Vietnam adds to the challenge. Meanwhile, chaebols dominate the economy, limiting opportunities for smaller businesses and startups. So, can South Korea overcome these challenges? Its history of resilience suggests it can, but bold reforms and innovative solutions are needed to secure its future. Let's explore what lessons this journey offers the world. South Korea's story is a testament to resilience, innovation, and the power of culture. From war-torn ruins to a global powerhouse, this country has shown the world what's possible with the right vision. What's your biggest takeaway from South Korea's journey? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Economy Land for more deep dives into the fascinating economies of the world. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Together, let's explore the economies that shape our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.